What's up, world? CTV, Real People, Real Success, TLP, Leadership Development Growth. Look, I guess the focus of this video is really on two key elements that uh, I've found to be extremely important as it relates to success um, and progress and overall joy and happiness in whatever you do. Um, and it's these ideas here. It's habits, positive habits, but habits, and patting yourself on the back. So what do I mean by this? Um, habits. I've been stressing. I've actually found myself talking about this a lot most recently with some of my Herbalife clients and some people that I coach, and just working with my other just business partners and peers about different things that have helped me out along the way in this process, that a lot of people take for granted. Habits, rituals, which I'll dive into this a little bit more later, but it can be anything as simple as um, organizing your closet. Well, for example, um, when I do my laundry, I have a set, usually at least I do it on a weekend, like a Saturday, worst case scenario, Sunday. And, I don't just like do my laundry, wash my clothes, dry them, and then just throw them on the bed and just kind of sort through them later on through the week, which, I mean, I did that when I was younger, and it's not terrible, but I found that after I've developed the habit of actually folding my clothes, drying them, folding them, and taking the time out to do that right then and there, it saves me a ton of time throughout my week by just being able to quickly go grab my shirt, grab my underwear, grab my socks, and then go. And it's just little windows of time that I save by applying that habit. So that's just one example. Um, Cooking your food, right? Carving out time to do that. Some people even prep their meals for the week. Some things that have been extremely helpful in my weight loss journey is being able to do that. Is it always fun? No, not always. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But I realized the bigger picture, and I realized that by applying this habit, it actually multiplies the efforts that I'm putting in elsewhere, whether it be in the gym or just with my overall nutrition and that sort of thing, and saving time throughout the day, because we got to account for the variables of just things that happen that we don't expect to happen, that we can't really account for. And so, what I just kind of share with my friends, and the long story short is, you got good habits, you got bad habits, and there's a scale, right? So you have your scale. One can't do this with both hands, but if you can imagine, scale here, you have poor habits. The other side, you have good habits. Well, you want good habits to lean further down and outweigh the bad habits, right? So, am I perfect? No. Well, yes, I am. No, no, but seriously, I'm not perfect. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I have been blessed to have some really great examples in my life in which to strive towards, and 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 work towards becoming. I think the underlying factor, the consistent habit, if you will, with me is just always striving for excellence in everything I do. So I may not be perfect in certain areas, but I'm always going to be at my best at every single task that I do. And so that in itself is being perfect, I guess. Um, so what I'm getting at is start developing some habits, right? Even if it comes to, like, say, your nutrition. If only for me, it was really tough eating out all the time. So like cheeseburgers, pizza, and chicken wings and all that sort of stuff. So all right, well, like, what can I do? It's all about baby steps, right? Little baby steps until I can develop the discipline to apply the habits, the positive habits, on a regular basis. So I said, okay, I'm not going to necessarily cut everything out, but I'm going to, instead of buying my favorite dish, I'm going to make it. So the sacrifice there is actually I'll take the time to go grocery shop and then prepare the food. But then the benefit is, I save in on quality of food because I know what I'm putting into it. And even that small step for some of you save money, will make a hell of a difference. So I would suggest trying that. Another baby step that I've taken in my weight loss journey has been, for example, with exercise. So if I'm doing 3 sets of 10, right, and I can only lift a 30-pound dumbbell, and it seems to be I can't really go beyond that for maybe a week or two, then what I'll do is instead of focusing on lifting a heavier weight, think about the frequency, the time that I'm spending doing that 3 sets of 10. Maybe it takes me 5 minutes or 10 minutes one week, but then the next week it's like 8 minutes. That's something you should pat yourself on the back for, right? That's progress being made. It's something small, but it's something very important to acknowledge. So again, we're not perfect. Habits, rituals, more importantly, take time to develop. And if you look at the bigger picture, it helps you break things down on a micro level and understand that, I am a work in progress. I am creating some positive habits in my life that are going to pay off for me in the end in a greater way. And it's just, I got to give myself time to adapt, and then just pat yourself on the back for every little thing you do. Because that's extremely important. It's extremely important. You'll hear me say it again later on, but not just with my weight loss journey, my nutrition and diet and exercise and that sort of thing, but just finding just tasks that I've taken, whether it's school, education, my work life, whatever I do, sports, just being able to say, hey man, look at where you were a month ago, look where you are today, or just, look where you were 10 minutes ago, or a quarter mile ago on this track, and look where you are today. Learn to be your biggest cheerleader. Pat yourself on the back. Kiss yourself. Tell yourself you love yourself all the time. It's important. It's important because if you can't motivate yourself and inspire yourself, who will? And you really have to be that for yourself. We have a lot of people that we have in our lives that we can, reach out to many times to help inspire motivation in ourselves. But at the end of the day, we have to be our own cheerleader. We came in this world by ourselves. We leave by ourselves. We're fortunate to have other people. We are, in my opinion, required to work with one another. We're human. But in terms of just success that I found, it's important that you learn to pat yourself on the back, to keep yourself going, to keep yourself in the game, because it's a marathon. It's not a race. That's what I tell everybody that I work with. We can sprint. We will sprint, but there will also be peaks and valleys. And in order to make it through those valleys and persevere through, we got to learn to develop positive habits as well as learn to pat ourselves on the back. So that's all I got for you right now. Sorry this video took a little bit long to record, but just kind of freestyling off the top of the dome here. And, really proud of myself. I really went hard the first week of 2016. Got a lot of great things coming for you. A lot of exciting guests. A lot of great footage coming. Just stay in touch. Like, share, comment, hit me up, subscribe, and God bless, man. Looking forward to sharing this journey with you guys. So that's all I got. You have a great night, great weekend. We'll talk to you again.